The Moab area is known for incredible splitter cracks, occasional amazing face climbs, and pretty much one classic pocketed route, Pocket Rocket. So just outside of Moab are these awesome pocketed walls with just tons and tons of incredible pockets spaced out between these blank slabs. And this really adds to it with a really good handful of new pocketed routes. For years driving back from Indian Creek, I've always stared up at these and wondered, man, those pockets look so cool, but it's too bad that it's completely blank in between the sections of pockets. And one day on a rest day, I just decided to hike around the base and scramble around. Check this out. So I scrambled up this slab, and then it's that pocketed wall, and like, you totally get gear in these pockets. We should do this ASAP. Those blank sections might actually be perfectly adequate slab. So I scoured Google Maps for any sort of way that I could hike up to the rim and get over here to rappel down and scope out the routes. But really there wasn't any good viable option. So I figured, you know what, let's just go ground up. So around the corner, I ended up putting up a 3-pitch route that we called Out of Pocket. It's really fun and it was quite an adventure. Working on a new FA here. Easy slab to get up here. And I've got a nest of cams in these pockets. And then I went up there, started placing a bolt, and I got really pumped, so I clipped my drill as pro and then came down. Exciting.
I climbed through the sunset, then quested off into mystery terrain as it got dark. I put in lead bolts when necessary, taking my time to make sure they weren't too close or too far apart for future ascents. I questioned my path through the third slab band, but learned later I had chosen the ideal path in the dark. Once I got the first pitch anchor installed, I belayed my friend Matt and his daughter.
Great work, smooth, strong left leg.
Right down there.
Yep.
I'm gonna go left here.
Yep.
Right here, left over, and then match.
That's correct.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
There you go, just breathe. That's incredible.
Oh, that feels good.
Yes.
You got know why you're screaming up here.
Yeah, because I'm so happy.
Pretty sick.
Amazing.
Yeah, you were hooting and hollering.
Look at pitch 2.
Sick.
Pitch 2 looks phenomenal. We're gonna be placing big bros up there.
Bro. Sweet. Man. First ascent in the dark. Drill it out, and look at these beautiful rusty bolts.
Awesome.
Cool.
Smells like sardines.
Oh, that's true.
And then you gotta get your feet up and just kind of scurry up over the bulge.
What?
Yeah, you can do it. The higher your feet go, the happier you'll be.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you did it.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sweet.
The next day we returned to climb the second and third pitches ground up. This was undoubtedly the most fun I've ever had while putting in bolts on lead. Likely because of the amazing stances. For each bolt, it's hammer test, drill, blow the hole, hammer the bolt in, and tighten it. Sometimes when going ground up, I'm worried that I could take the wrong path or the route could end up in a dead end. I felt that was definitely a possibility here, so I had to be extra careful to stop and look up and plan ahead to make sure the route didn't end up with too much zigzagging.
Top of the second pitch. Before I ever got here, Evan's already bolted. The one above the belay. Cool.
Taking a gamble, hoping it goes.
When I arrived at the third pitch, I was slightly disheartened, and I wondered if it would be possible to pull the bulge. It could be blank above and put a stop to the free climbing, but I quested off, investing $20 bolts with the idea that it might just go.
Ready?
Yep.
And indeed it went. The move was very tricky, but thankfully I found the perfect beta on the first try, and the move was awesome.
That's it.
All of the pocketed routes end on a very spacious plateau below a beautiful cone-shaped slab and a mini tower. Of course, we had to climb that as well. We climbed the route after we did our second ascent of Out of Pocket. Since there are no more pockets up here, we named it Out of Pockets.
Wow, we guessed the right amount of rope pretty well, didn't we?
You did. You like to say we to give me some credit.
We had a limited number of bolts that day, so it ended up with some energizing bolt spacing.
Keep me close, and if I fall, just take. Guiding. Maybe it's 5'7".
Well, you're in approach shoes.
These would probably be better than climbing shoes, honestly.
More surface area?
Yeah, because there's no edges at all. It's just pure friction.
I can't believe I'm standing on summit pinnacle. I think the best thing for me to do is stand still. And this is the top of the first ascent of Out of Pockets. Well done, Evan.
What a good name, Out of Pockets.
Wow. Hi, just to stand here, for me, that's a lot. And I'm seeing other walls with pockets that I want to climb now.
Okay, awesome. That was such a...
Okay.
Dude.
Oh, okay, I'm okay. Ha 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 ha. Oh, sweet Mary Mother.
Good job.
Ha ha.
What are you, dude?
Ha. You got up and said, I'm like, it's just a slab.
It's kind of real, isn't it?
It's real.
Yeah. Yeah, like you actually have to be like really attentive the whole time.
I was sliding.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
A bunch.
Like-
Also.
I better move to another foothold.
And it's fairly run out.
Yeah.
To me, climbing is more than just an adventure. It's an expression of creativity and an exercise in observation, execution, and appreciation. It's physical, but also psychological and cerebral. To me, grading routes with stars is a fickle endeavor. Nearly any route can be a 4-star adventure if you meet the route on its terms. Rise to its challenges, learn, grow, and show your appreciation by allowing yourself to enjoy it to its fullest. Climbing is about pushing yourself to accomplish things that give you joy. Climbing is about learning to step away from comparisons and expectations, and learning to live in the moment. Climbing is about finding a great excuse to hang out with your friends all day long. For years, I've been eyeing this other wall right above the parking, but I really didn't think it was accessible. Since Out of Pocket was such a success, I was motivated to look closer at this wall. There's one potential line, which diagonaled across up to this beautiful feature we're calling the Peninsula. One morning I set off to explore the line, placing bolts as I traversed. We headed back in the afternoon to climb the route and even got a cameo with the Google car.
Now Evan has come back this morning and put in another string of bolts. It's a 10A traverse. Pretty cool.
About to set off leading the pitch that accesses the wall.
It turned out it was a marvelous route and plenty technical. Because of the nature of cleaning and bolting a traverse, the bolts ended up pretty comfortably spaced, which will make this a very fun and comfortable lead and also pretty easy to aid if needed. The climbing is really unique for a traverse. You kind of tend to go up and down as you transition between edges that are kind of low and smears that are pretty high, as well as holding on to some pretty good but soft handholds.
So graceful.
Jenny!
You better stop moving. Just like a fire.
Braver now.
What'd you say?
I feel braver.
Yes. I know, we're standing on the edge of this cliff now.
Oh my gosh.
We used to be scared of cliffs, didn't we?
Yeah.
And roads.
It's so cool here.
The routes all have a very similar character as they do cross through the same different bands of sandstone, but each one has its own unique vibe. They each have their own challenges, which is really nice.
Come on. Trust the foot. Got it.
The similarity between all the routes is that as you climb through the different layers of sandstone, you're going through different colors and textures of rock.
Oftentimes, transitioning out of the pockets can be very tricky and balancy, forcing you to commit to standing up with little to no handholds. The friction sections tend to be very tenuous and require soft, flat shoes. In some parts, they feel like they couldn't be 1 degree steeper without losing friction. Then, just a few feet later, you feel like you could almost just walk. Each of these tricky sections are well protected by bolts.
Oh. Oh my gosh, okay. Oh God. Come on. Yeah, it's not like there's really anything. Oh. Come on, dude. Trust. Oh! Okay, wow. Woo! That's awesome. Please don't clipper whipper. I was so on edge there. Oh my God, oh my God. Ah! I fell. I swear the approach shoes were way better. Ah. Jeez. Come on. Gosh, you gotta trust those feet. Wow. That is really something.
I love pockets.
Yeah.
That was incredible, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. It's just so delicate there.
It was way easier in my old approach shoes compared to my climbing shoes.
Really?
Yeah, even these old worn out TC Pros are still too stiff. Okay, I'm gonna go for it. Wow, this is hard. Yeah. Clipping. Oh.
You missed the good part.
I did miss the good part, but there's still more hard climbing. Matt just made it up to that stance he's at, which is
the hardest climb.
hardest climb he's ever done, unquestionably. Come on, get it up. Now he's gonna mantle that rail. Make sure to keep your booty out for that doorstop angle on your feet. Pop that booty.
I don't know what makes me feel more uncomfortable, the hold or you saying that.
Pop that booty. Twerk it. Be proud of that butt. Stick it out. Quit trying to hide it. Come on, stick that booty out. Yeah, you're just gonna smear the blankness and doorstop your legs, which means stick that booty out. You're trying to hide that booty and you're sticking it in. I want that booty proud. Pop it. Pop it. Bam! Stick it out. Bam! Bam! Bam!
Gotta go, let's do it.
Oh my God, flawless. Bam! Come on, trust yourself. You're really good doing, come on. Yep. Keep the booty out, booty out.
That was fun.
So impressive. Pocket money. It's funny because it cost far more than just pocket money.
Big time.
This cost us a lot of money, so If you want to climb it, you want to be generous, you can throw us some Venmo money for like dinner or more bolts for the next route.
We got $1,200 in the bolts for Moab here.
Yeah, and we got more routes to put up. We bought one boatload of Big Bros. So anybody who wants to come out and climb these routes can borrow them. I'm heading back to the Pockets wall to swap out some of the ground up expansion bolts for Glu Inns. That'll be super long lasting and super bomber. So to get here, I rope soloed the 10A approach pitch and I sent it, which that was a real good time. It's a fun pitch. Now I've got a whole bunch of glue in materials I gotta haul up. Hauling them up because they weigh a lot, but I don't want the rope to rub over this and create any sort of rope grooves, because that's no fun. So what I've got is I've taken off my pulley off of my ascender, and I'm just kind of using my legs as a little tripod and redirecting the haul line away from the edge. I have a micro traction on the anchor. As I pull on my haul line, the haul bag and the rope never touch the rock, leaves it super no trace, which is fantastic. Now that I've got the haul bag up to here, I'm just gonna unclip my pulley, let that hang, let the ascender hang, and I'm gonna go back over there, aid back, clean my draws, come back here, and finish hauling it, and do my leg tripod setup right there at that little rounding. Easy, fast, efficient, clean. I have all these expansion bolts I placed going ground up, and the rock is a little bit soft here, so I wanted to replace them with Glu Inns. So that's what I've been doing today. Of course, I'm gonna come back when the epoxy dries, and then lightly and artistically hand paint the epoxy and the bolts to camouflage well into the rock. So here on the sandstone, I'm spreading it wide and kind of like feathering and tapering it off. That way, with the eventual erosion, the bolt isn't going to be sticking out of the wall so far, because this will kind of prevent that erosion around the bolt. This doesn't want to come out of the tube at less than 41 degrees, which was a real pain the other day. But what I've got going on in my bag here is hand warmers strapped to these things to keep them warm. With the hand warmers, it's working great.
Look at that. Oh yeah, it's warming up real nice. Because here we are on the peninsula. There's Evan up there rope soloing. This is gonna be the third route. Actually, I don't know, third or fourth, whatever. But there's a really cool one over here, probably 5'7". 10A over here. He said it's got really, really good pockets. I can't wait to get my hands on them.
The pocketed sections tend to be darker and can actually hold some really good gear if you are creative.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, see, that's a bomber one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's try a 5. Oh my God, that's beautiful. So all of the gear placements, you're standing on really good stances, and you can really take your time placing the gear. So you try to place a piece, and it seems weird, then you keep fiddling around, and it gets really good. So you gotta take your time on the gear. None of the gear on any of these routes is simple or easy by any means. And some of the gear is kind of weird. Occasionally, you'll place a cam in a crack and you'll spin it around every different angle until you find that it finally fits. Squeeze it a little harder. Oh, that's good. Then you go to put your hand in the pocket and you realize that you can't grab the pocket without pinching the lobes and pulling the cam out. You have to learn how to climb with your fingers spread out to allow the cam lobes to go between your fingers. Big bros tend to be amazing on these pockets because they can really fit where a cam would just be kind of too wide. Have you ever climbed a pocketed slab using big bros for protection? Not budging. Awesome. How about this piece of pro? That looks pretty good. Sometimes the best diagonal. Look at that. whip all day. This is ridiculous. It's like all blue bros. Look at that. And another one. Really bomber big bro. It's actually on rock, even though it's in a little sand castle. Here, we'll put some sand there to make it more solid. We've really had a huge blast with this. People have had a really positive response so far. A few people laughing at me for placing big bros on the slab, but I love that. That's fantastic because this is absolutely wild and wacky. I mean, when else can you be climbing slab with a bunch of number 5 and 6 cams and big bros? Absolutely wacky.
Well, that's not going anywhere.
Would I fall on the gear? Well, there's a good number of placements on all these routes where I'm so confident in them, I would have no concern about falling on them. Of course, falling on a slab can be kind of funky, hitting your feet on pockets and all that.
Oh, that's exciting. So cool.
But there's also a lot of placements on the climbs where you kind of place it there to absorb the impact if you were to fall.
This particular hold, we had to dig out the 3.5.
So I might give these an R rating since it's very likely that people won't bring enough gear to make them fully safe.
That's solid.
And it's also very likely that most people won't find the exact solid placements in every spot because they'll likely be bringing minimal gear.
So I know a big bro would be ultra solid in here, but I do want to test the gear for the folks who don't have big bros. Like, how comfortable is it to climb without big bros?
Place another one.
Haha, you need a 5.5. How about a green bro?
There we go.
Oh my gosh, that's so solid. That's super solid. This one. Clip it to there. Okay, here we go.
Oh yeah, that's so beautiful. It's like you don't need to place 2, but it's really fun doing it. And lots of people will probably just kind of run out the sections with gear. So it's interesting because you have the choice of, do I bring just a little bit of gear, only protect the sections I need, and then risk taking a huge fall and maybe blowing a cam? Or do you bring a ton of gear and you're super safe because you're absolutely sure to have the correct gear in the correct spot? I imagine that as people come and repeat these climbs, that everybody will have their own way of climbing these. Ooh. Yeah. There you go. Booty out. There you go.
Nice.
Come on.
Oh, nice.
That was energizing. On the ground up first ascents, I brought a tagline and a lot of extra gear. And basically anytime I wanted any piece of gear, I knew that it was down there at my belayer. I would just call down, hey, can I get a number 5 cam? And he would clip it on the rope, I haul it up, and I'm super safe. So I was able to feel very comfortable while questing out into the unknown. And now I've climbed these routes many, many times and I've dialed down the gear and I know exactly which gear to place at which spot. I'm able to bring a lot less gear and still feel very comfortable. But I'm really intrigued to see as people come out and enjoy these routes, you know, which method they end up choosing.
I had a blast exploring these new routes with my friend Matt, who was really in love with the unique style of climbing. We would head out in the late afternoon after he finished work and climb well into the night. It was really fun climbing the routes in the dark and plenty warm in the September evenings.
It's not great.
Anything's better than nothing. That's why we brought so many. Try and tuck it back. There we go.
It's not a lot. It's not a lot either.
Remember, it's not about the hands. It's all about the feet.
You're right. Okay. This is bro country. Sure, maybe it's a double grain. That's feeling pretty good.
So look at me here. The pull is this way.
Oh, I was thinking, down.
See, this one goes like that. I think that's what I found. Yep, right there. Halfway between the two, so you're clipped here, and then you just go, boop, and it's halfway between the two sides.
I've seen you've had those. It's very committing. Maybe not.
I'm gonna bump it. Now it's good.
Sneaky pockets. Just balance on that one. Oh yeah, that eats it up. Now that's not gonna go. Nope. Ah. Oh, money.
Second ascent.
There it is. I'm thankful for the gear placement tips. The gear is just so hilarious. All right, let's bring up Caleb. I got you.
You could do it. If you fall, nothing happens.
Such a high step.
So the move you're about to do is called the rock over, and the goal is to get your weight over your high foot before you stand up. Yeah, and get even more over it, and then you just pop yourself up. Well, give it a go, see what happens. If you fall off, it'll be good footage. Oh, yes! Yes!
Stand on that and then stand up.
It's the exact same move that you did earlier, just harder.
Because that is so...
So I want you to really flatten your foot. Edging is when you use the tip of your shoe, and then this is smearing where you're gonna use as much shoe as possible.
So I step there and then what?
Then you just stand up and then look at me, it's like hands-free. Scoot your left hand over to enable more rightward action. If you try little baby bits of it, you just enter the awkward zone and leave. And it's like, oh my God, this is terribly uncomfortable. And so you have to like commit to shoot all the way to the other end of the awkward zone. Remember the last one was weird in the awkward zone? But then once you got on it, you're like, oh, that was easy. Just get through that awkward zone. You can do it. It's just quick, snappy like a turtle. But see, it caught itself? Yeah, okay. She caught herself again. That was really good. So just commit. You committed about 70%. Let's give it the 100. Woo! Yes.
All right.
Good job. You really did that save amazing. Yes. You are now a god. You walk on slab.
It has the friction, it has the moves, you just gotta trust it. And I was a little spooked in the first round, and I realized, you know what? Just go ahead and go for it. And then as soon as you trust the first one, it's easier to trust the second one. Oh yeah. all the way up. Yeah, get comfortable. Off the way.
You get to do pitch 2. Wow, this is just a really funny look. Schmeary.
Huh. Actually, I could have gotten a 6 in there.
Some of the most fun gear I've ever placed.
Yeah, it's so challenging.
Oh, it's a green bro.
Another green bro. It's, oh,
Oh my god, it went so deep.
you know what? This is a blue sideways.
Nice, there it is.
That's solid.
Wild.
I'm getting better at this.
So if you really enjoy weird, out of the box, strange, make you think routes that are easy but also really hard, and sections where you'll climb really fast and then you get stopped, not figuring out how to continue, these routes should be right up your alley. To be honest, after climbing here for 8 or 9 years, I think these are some of my favorite routes that I've ever climbed in Moab.
I just can't believe it.
Thanks. Oh yeah, and what do they say? Like, comment, subscribe, and send me money for bolts.